energy sources in developing country. In this session, speaker will talking about the renewable sources that can help countries mitigate climate changes, build resilience to volatile prices at lower energy costs. For today's webinar, we are honored to have Abdi Aziz Ali as our guest speaker. He is electrical power engineer and specialist in renewable energy sources, both in wind and solar PV. Thank you so much, sir, for honoring us with your presence. Just a little housekeeping before we shall proceed. It will be a 40 to 45-minute session, and the last 20 minutes are reserved for your queries. You can either ask them directly, and we will unmute your mics, or either type them in the chat box. With that, I once again welcome you all. And now, I would hand over the screen and the mic to our worthy guest speaker. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Iman. Isha Iman. My name is Abdulaziz Ali Noor, and I am an electrical engineer, major in power system. Now I worked as an electrical engineer in renewable energy sector, especially solar systems. So in our company, we especially focus on the health sectors and well drilling drilling in the rural areas in Somalia. In my background, I graduated in my master's and bachelor program in Bangladesh. The master's I completed Prague University in Bangladesh, Dhaka. Today, I want to talk about utilization and sustainability of renewable energy sources in developing countries. I know many of the attendees here, they know better than me since they worked or they studied a lot of things, a lot of stuff about renewable energy. So we will share our ideas. We will teach each other. We will learn each other. So today's seminar is utilization and sustainability. Can I hear all of you? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we
Hello?
can hear you.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. You are audible.
Okay. Thank you very much. Can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, everyone can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today I will talk about sources of renewable energy. First, we will discuss what is renewable energy. Then we will talk about types of renewable energy utilization. When I'm saying utilization means renewable energy is the existing source. So the way of utilization is different. So we cannot say types that if we say types of renewable energy and the types of utilization of renewable energy are different, because renewable energy, types of renewable energy is the existing sources, but the way that we can utilize is different. So we will talk about types of renewable energy utilization, limitation of renewable energy sources. Then we will discuss in detail, we will go far detail in solar systems and wind systems. Wind system, I will talk about little bit. Then I will conclude in sustainability. So first, in introduction section, I will talk about renewable energy. What is renewable energy? Can anyone tell me what is renewable energy? Any idea? Let me see my attendance. Can anyone share with us what's renewable energy? Any idea? the meaning, you can talk about meaning. What is renewable energy? Renewable energy means we can renew, we can get a new things, right? We can get again and again and again and again. We can renew it. That is the meaning. The English meaning of the word is same. So renewable energy, we can say renewable energy is the energy that comes from resources that are continually replenished, such as replenished means we can continually renew it. We can continually get a new one, same things in a new. We can repeat it. We can repeat it again and again and again, such as sunlight. Sunlight, every day we get sun, right? So in that sun, we can say this is renewable because every day we see wind, rain, tides, waves, and geothermal. These are the different kinds of renewable energy sources. In today's global, 16% of final energy consumption comes from renewable energy sources. Maybe this data is old one, but I am sure in today's 2022 is much far away because every documented idea come later time. When it's new, every person he's talking, but after talking, after understanding, they write. When they finish writing, it is almost 2 or 3 years later they will publish it. So that's why I am saying today renewable energy participation or renewable energy can take part in the global energy more than 16%. So with that 16%, as this data says, in that 16%, 10% come from traditional biomass, wood. They cooked. In Somalia, we are famous because in rural areas, in semi-rural areas, all the people they cook with wood, and that's dangerous for health. That is not good for inhalation. So that's a problem. So biomass, they cook for food. So that's why 10%, because we are not the adaptation of the untraditional or new version of cooking is not adaptable for developing countries. So mainly, as you can see, mainly they cook, mainly they use for heating. 3.4% from hydroelectricity. Hydroelectricity, we use flow water to convert into electricity. New renewable energy. New renewable energy means small hydro, modern biomass. Modern biomass is new version of biomass, wind, solar, geothermal, biofuels. These all are called new renewable energy. It transforms as a technology transforms because it is technological innovation of traditional renewable energy like biomass. Biomass is a renewable energy because you see every year, every rainy season, the tree is growing. And when the tree, they cut again, they cook, and again, that's renewable, it's repeating, you can see it. So, but in these days, we are using biomass modern one. So it becomes modern renewable energy or new renewable energy. So renewable energy as electricity, they take part 19 or of 16%. 19 with 16% comes from hydroelectricity. Hydroelectricity generation is the most most main section of renewable energy in the electricity generation today in the world. Many countries they generate electricity from hydroelectricity. For example, now in Ethiopia, they built the biggest hydroelectricity in Africa. It's about 233 gigawatts hydroelectricity in the Nile River. Maybe most of you know Nile River. So they generate. So in hydroelectricity generation in electricity section is more than any renewable energy. So that is the renewable energy and the way we can utilize it or we can use it. So sources of renewable energy. Sources of renewable energy, all renewable energies, they came from sun. Whether it is hydro, whether it's tidal, whether it is photovoltaic, whether it is thermal cooking or thermal water heater, all they are from sun. The origin is sun. The sun is the most abundant source in the world as energy. Maybe you can ask a question, you can raise a question that calls how the sun can be the source or can be the source of the renewable energy in terms of hydro. Because you know this variation, seasonal variation comes from sun. And the movement of water comes from seasonal variation. So that's why without sun, we cannot use hydro as hydroelectricity generation. We cannot use photovoltaic. We cannot use thermal water heater. Even we cannot use tidal. You see, so sun is the most abundant energy source in the world. So all today, all the people, all the community, all the institutions today, they are talking about how we can utilize the sun as an energy source. So the technology, we are focused on technologies. We will see, now you can see how the sun generates electricity in solar photovoltaic and in biomass. You see, without sun, we cannot grow a tree. So that is a part of biomass. The sun is the source. So types of renewable energy utilization. We can utilize, as we now understood, what is renewable energy. We cannot, I don't want to say types of renewable energy because I said utilization, the sun. The sun is the most abundant source in renewable energy, in energy sector. So we have one source of renewable energy, that's the sun. Other forms of renewable energy come from sun. So I don't want to say types of renewable energy, but we can say types of renewable energy utilization. So we can utilize renewable energy in solar power, in solar system. Solar, we can utilize it. And we will talk about how solar works. We can utilize wind. The wind also comes from sun because the variation of sun, the variation of season generates the variation or the speed of the wind. We can utilize fuel cells. We can utilize hydropower. We can utilize geothermal power. We can utilize waves and tides. So I would talk about solar power, wind little bit, and other parties you can search in Google, you can search in everywhere, it's available. So because the time is short, so I don't want to, maybe we will not have that much time to talk about each section. So before we discuss in detail, I want to talk about limitation of renewable energy sources. The main limitation of solar power systems or the main limitation of solar of renewable energy is our ability to turn it into electricity. How we can turn it, it means the technological challenge. We have many technological challenges. If we overcome that technological challenges, we will not need any fossil fuel. We don't. And our global will be safe. We will stop about talking and global challenge, global warming, global climate change. Maybe I don't want to say we will not talk about again. But if we get that ability to turn sun into electricity, because the sun is the most abundant and renewable, and we get every day. Many countries, many continents in the world, some continents in the world, they are talking about that the hours we get sun is very short. But the reason, because the variation, the global warming, there is many zones in our earth. So that zone covers the sun, and that if we stop the generation, or if we mitigate the carbon dioxide, the emission of carbon, if we stop it, that layers will finish, and the sun will come to that country directly, and they will get the sun hours fully, and they can utilize it. That's my uh, idea. So our other limitation is accepted our ability to generate electricity in efficient way and cost-effective way, because you see, if we get the technology that we can 100% utilize the direct radiation from the sun, the cost of that technology will drop again and again, and it will compete the fossil fuels. So other limitation include seasonal variation, because in solar system, in solar photovoltaic, if every hemisphere, there is a way that the sun tracks. So, and the sun changes the direction, the way it flows. Every season, depends on the seasons. So that seasonal variation affects the installation of solar photovoltaic. So we need to be very careful and to be aware of that limitation. Geographical dependence. That's what I'm talking about before a minute. The geographical dependencies, it means some locations, it is far away from the sun bath or equator. So that's a problem. They face the problem of getting irradiation directly. Are we together? Hello? 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 Hello?
Yes.
You are
Yes,
with
sir.
me, right?
Yes, sir. You are audible. You can continue.
Okay. The other limitation is high investment cost in the solar photovoltaic, in wind, in solar thermal. The most problem in the developing countries is cost, the investment cost. The first investment cost is too huge. So most people, they cannot pay it. They cannot pay that investment. They cannot avoid it. So that is one or another limitation. So difficult to store. As we know, in solar photovoltaic, we get direct current or direct electricity or direct power, DC power. So in DC power, we need to store. So in the storage system, it is too costly. The battery is too costly. The technological challenge in the battery is too high. So that's one kind of limitations. So now I want to talk about solar systems. Useful solar systems can be into two types. We can utilize solar systems into two types: solar photovoltaic and solar thermal. There is another type is in power systems that is called solar concentrator. Solar concentrator is the one kind of solar thermal because we use solar thermal or the sun rays. The solar absorbs the sun rays, and there is a pipes between under that solar, and it heats. So it's one kind of solar thermal. But I want to talk about in detail solar photovoltaic. Solar photovoltaic, we can generate electricity from sun. We can generate electricity from sun directly. How? We use in solar photovoltaic, we use cells, semiconductor diodes, semiconductor cells. So that semiconductor, we know there is a junction or the barrier that if the sun rays uh, penetrates that rays, it generates current. So we use photo in here. I'm talking about the photo means light, light from the sun, and voltaic means electricity. So it converts light into electricity. It converts light into electricity. So when the sun rays hits the solar photovoltaic, it converts that sun into electricity. How? There is, as I talk, there is a barrier that um, if the sun rays, if the light absorbed that in that barrier more than the depletion voltage, or the depletion, if it's higher, then it will convert the direct current. So in that direct current, we can generate electricity, and we can connect cells into. If we connect many cells, we are getting solar array or solar module. So if we connect many solar module, we are getting solar arrays. So in solar photovoltaic, we can use wells, or we can extract water from the ground by using solar water pump, or we can use household. We can combine with national grids, or we can generate huge electricity by combining many solar arrays, solar photovoltaic, solar modules. So in solar photovoltaic system, we can divide into two types. And the first one is on-grid. What's on-grid? On-grid means, as I talk, in today in our appliances, in our the way we use electricity, we need AC current, and the solar photovoltaic generates DC current. So there is an power electronic devices such as inverter, DC to DC converter, that can convert DC current into AC current, or DC power into AC power. So we use inverters. So in that inverter, in on-grid system, you can see solar panel is here. This solar panel can be many things of solar, many solar panels. We can generate megawatts, gigawatts. I saw in this month, I saw that Qatar, they built 800 802 gigawatts, and they are lighting up in World Cup stadiums. So solar photovoltaic can we can utilize solar photovoltaic even in Somalia. In Somalia, we are one of the highest renewable energy sources in the country, because we get we get sun in a day we get sun 8 hours. During a day we get 8 hours, so it's huge. So in that 8 hours, if you have solar panel, and that solar panel will convert it into will convert this sunlight into electricity, this electricity, and we will connect it into inverters. So that inverter will convert it, it converts
Sir, your voice is not coming. Kindly unmute your mic.
hello. Sorry, I have internet
Yes, sir.
problem.
Yes, sir. I think internet problem on your side. Now your voice is clear.
I have to share again, right?
Yes, sir.
Now can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
So in on-grid, we have solar panels. Then we connect to inverters. Then this inverter can give our house. And if we generate more electricity than what we need, we can transfer into utility grid or national grid. So in national grid, we can use electric meter, bidirectional electric meter. So in a day, if we generate more electricity, we can transfer into national grid, and in a night, this will not generate any power. So we can take from national grid to our house. That is on-grid system. So how about off-grid system? In off-grid system, we use solar photovoltaic, then we use charge controller, because we have to prevent our batteries. So we use batteries here, because in this system on grid, in a night we are getting power from national grid, but in a day we can utilize our solar panel. But in off grid system, we should be sufficient in ourselves. So we are storing our generation in a day into battery, and we are utilizing in a night. So that we don't need national grid if we install enough solar photovoltaic. Firstly, we should know how many power we need in our loads. In our load, how many power we need. So we have to install enough enough modules in our system. So that is the solar photovoltaic. In sizing system, in sizing, when we are sizing solar system, the first step is to calculate our load. load calculation. The first step is load calculation. The second step is in that when we know what we need, we have to solar photovoltaic. It has the level. It has number of power. The how many power can generate. It's written. So you have to know which solar panel should I use. So then you will calculate the number of panels you will use. You will need. Then you will calculate the inverter size. So it needs some little more calculations. Now I will talk about solar thermal. In solar thermal, I will not talk about deeply, but I will give you an idea. This is the solar thermal heater. We use these tubes. This tube is solar thermal collectors. They will collect sun arrays, and the water will come from here as inlet, and they will go outlet here. So that water first will come here, it will be heated, and it will go here, and it will go there. So these tubes is thermal collectors, and they will heat up the water, and they will store this tank. So when you want to heat your house water, you have to think how many liter should I need to heat up. So it depends on that. You will choose the tank size. So in here we install in Somalia, Hargeisa city, we install this solar thermal heater. So now I will talk about wind, but only idea. In wind turbine, it's divided in two. As you know, wind turbine, if we have the wind speed of wind speed that's higher than 3.5, we can generate huge power. So the wind installation site is divided into two. Offshore, that means in the sea, this is offshore, and onshore means onshore means rural areas or in the land. We can install in the land. So these two types of installation, it's performed, and we can get small wind turbines that we can power our small loads. And in a wind turbine, it generates AC current, AC power. We can get AC power. How? Many of you, maybe you are studying electrical engineer, or you already completed, or you know many things about electrical engineers. I first, when I was starting this session, I talked in electrical engineering. The most important two things in today's electrical engineering is electrical generator. So wind turbine, we use electrical generator, and this blade is this big blade is it acts as rotors. It is shaft. It's a mechanical section of the electrical generator. Because as we know, electrical generator, we need turbine that moves to cut the flux and generate electricity. So in that system, this turbine is this blade is, when the wind hits, it rotates, and we see it rotates slowly, but we use shaft gearbox to speed up the wind rotation, and it generates it connected into the generator shaft, and it generates AC power. Now I will talk about sustainability of renewable energy. what is sustainable? Sustainable means we should get as much as we need. We should get enough. We should get enough time, electricity. We should get electricity whenever we need. So sustainability means something constant, something that's depending on, that's moving with life, the style of the life. So the sustainability of renewable energy in today's global depends on the following factors. The first one is technology. Which technology you are using? So in photovoltaic, it looks that it's sustainable in today. In wind, it's sustainable, but the problem is in wind is installation is not sustainable. Installation is very difficult, and it's too heavy. But in the other way, we can get a sustainable power from wind, sustainable power from solar system, but depends on that technology that we are using. It depends on also location. As I talked already, in solar system, it depends on the sun. If we are not getting the sun rays, if we are not getting the sunlight, you cannot generate electricity from solar photovoltaic or solar thermal heater. You cannot use. So that location, it's most important thing. You have to be very careful the site that you are installing your renewable energy system. It depends on type. Some of the renewable energy utilization mechanism, you cannot utilize. For example, in tidal, few countries, in developing countries, they cannot avoid it because of cost, because of knowledge, because of technology they are using, because of the location, because of understanding of the section or the energy section. It's very difficult to utilize. Design. This is the most important thing in our engineering sector. When we are designing renewable energy, we should consider site, season, location, sun areas, sun radiation, tilt angle, many things. You have to be very careful. The last one is maintenance. As we know, we should clean our solar system as much as possible from shadow, from dust, from danger, from entry. We have to be very careful. So maintenance is very important. Maintenance is very important. So in sustainability, if we want to get a sustainable
Your voice has distortion.
in these areas, in this. Hello, 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 hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. So, and sustainability. If we want to get a sustainable power from renewable energy, we should be very careful about this technology, these points. For example, technology, we should be very careful which inverters, which solar panels, which wind turbines we are using. We should be very careful. We should be very careful the site installation. We should be very careful design. We should maintain the system as much as we can. So that is the end and conclusion of my presentation. Thank you very much. If you have any question about what I talk, you can ask me, and thank you for your kindly listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now we will move towards question answer session. If anyone has any question, please ask.
Hello.
Hello.
My question is that can MPPT do the inverter work as well, or we have to install inverter separately?
Sorry, can you say again?
I want to ask a question that we nowadays we're using MPPT controller. Can it do a work of inverter as well, or we have to install inverter separately?
Yes, thank you very much. That's a good question. Um, when you are installing uh, here MPPT, most inverters in today they are coming with MPPT charge controllers or MPPT system. They come with, they built in, the built in, it comes one, okay, and we can get different separate. We can get separate. We can get inverter without charge controller or MPPT, or as am I right how I am answering the question? Did I get your question?
Yes, yes.
Hello. Oh yes. So when you are talking about inverters, most inverters they come with and sorry, most inverters they come in three systems. The first one is sorry, the first one is without MBBT. You can get separate MBBT and hybrid. You can use both as on grid directly or through MBBT or charge control, and combination of charge controller and inverters together inside. I installed almost many different inverters. Most of them in the household in today in Somalia, we install off grid and on grid or hybrid. We install hybrid. So there is many hybrid inverters that come with, that come today in our market. That is we can get in our market. I hope you get your answer, and if you need more elaboration, you can ask me.
Okay, thank you. My next question is that I have seen many circuit diagrams of MPPT charge controller, and I have seen that it is controlling a pulse width module or something like that. The MPPT controller itself contain a PWM controller, or these both are two different things?
Thank you. Yes, yes. MPPT and charge controllers. Charge controllers or pulse width modulation and MPPT are two mechanisms that we can convert, or that we can convert DC into AC. So in that two mechanism, the most famous one today is MPPT. And there is in MPPT there is many algorithms, many different algorithms. So in the market, we have MPPT charge controllers and pulse width simulation charge controllers. We have also both of them. We have, but I recommended and I install MPPT. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
Is there any other question from anyone? I hope there are no more questions. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and for such an informative session. And thanks all to all the attendees for joining us. I hope you guys have learned a lot. Stay blessed, stay positive. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you very much. And I'm very sorry, maybe I have many difficulties in transferring my knowledge to the people. So I hope you got what I want to say, what I tried to say. And thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. Guys, kindly leave the meeting.